We have covered a lot of ground, and I'm so excited that you stayed the course. So understanding everything that we talked about, understanding what type of seller you are, a homeowner that's looking to sell a home, understanding the importance of preparing your home and why that deferred maintenance issue is significant, understanding pricing the property properly up front and not trying to do that cop-out strategy, pricing strategy that we've talked about a couple of times, and understanding the importance of staging. However you look at it, there's so many implications and there's so much to consider when selling your home. The ultimate thing though, like we agreed, is getting top dollar. So the most important thing we wanted to get to is getting that offer in hand. The biggest mistake that a lot of sellers make is that they're only looking at the dollar amount being offered. Recently, I had a home come on the market, and because we were in that just crazy market, someone offered $50,000 over asking. Now, you would think, Reatha, let them jump on it. I want the $50,000. There was just no way that an appraiser was going to find that $50,000. And I didn't want to end up in litigation years later. So when we looked at the property, what we had to do was say, I understand that people are going to offer X amount over asking, but this was too huge. There were no numbers to support the offer itself. So in that case, the owner decided that we're just not going to touch that one. But we did get well above asking in that ultimate transaction. We did. But we had to determine whether it was viable when we saw the offer. See, an offer has so many components to it. It has an anatomy. There are parts that are negotiable. There's parts that are quote unquote customary. And ultimately, there is a bottom line that we want to look at as a seller, as the owner of the home. What is the bottom line? And sometimes that bottom line is not always the dollar amount. Sometimes that bottom line, depending on what kind of seller you are, what type of homeowner you are, sometimes that bottom line may be strengthened because you have an option to move or you have an option to stay longer after closing. It may be that the people are flexible, or maybe the people are not going to do an inspection. That may save you money. Maybe the people have a really quick close, so you reduce your carrying costs. There's so many things that make up an offer. What I ask you not to make the mistake of is only looking at that bottom line. Although very important, when you look at the bottom line, you want to know that the market can support it, that the person's not just throwing out a number to lure you in. And you need to look at the entire deal, the entire transaction. There are little pennies here, pennies there, things that, contingencies that may lock you up. There's so many different scenarios. And so when you're working with a realtor, when you're going to work with me, we're not going to just look at the bottom line. We're going to make every contract you receive, if you receive more than one, it'll be an apples to apples comparison as best we can. We're going to dissect the contract enough so that you not only know how much you're going to walk away, but what are you obligated to? It's really important. So as a seller, many times you want to look at that bottom line and go, I'm going to go with that top dollar. But if that buyer can't get you to the closing table because of complications, because of an appraisal, or if their strategy was to offer you a high number to lure you in to take their contract, but only to turn around and they too hope that the appraisal doesn't come in, it's smoke and mirrors. So I encourage you, don't only focus on the bottom line. Understand who you are in the situation, what you desire, how fast you want to move, what type of distress situation are you in, how important is it to get to that new position on time, whatever it might be. There are a lot of factors in a deal when you're assessing it. The next thing that I think is important to consider is don't be offended. Don't be offended. Don't be offended by a low ball offer. Don't be offended by someone thinking your home may not be everything. So they have an inspection list that's as long as a month. Don't be offended. Keep your emotions in check and begin to navigate this whole situation to your advantage. Keep yourself in a strong position. Keep yourself in a position of confidence, but don't let the emotions get the best of you. And ultimately, consider hiring a professional broker. I've just walked you through a series of scenarios, and I have so much more that I can share after my 15 years in this industry. But the key is, I am a guide. I'm 100% here for you. Once we get to know each other like we talked about earlier, once I understand what you're trying to accomplish, I'm going to come alongside you. And then every single thing that I do is intended to get you where you want to go within reason, right? My name is Reatha Butler. I thank you for taking this journey with me to get this information. Hopefully you took good notes, but always know that you can reach out and ask me anything. Ask me questions about the real estate industry. Ask me questions about your specific market. Ask me questions to what you think you should do. I'm always available to help, and I love to engage with clients and consumers. I want the best for you. I hope you believe that. My name is Reatha Butler. I'm here to help, and more importantly, I'm here to help you real estate confidently. So know who you are in the selling process, what season you're in, what's important to you. Do the deferred maintenance. Take care of the property so people don't come back and negotiate you lower or take away from you because of it. It is important to stage a home, to draw people in, to get that energy and re-engagement about your property. It's more important that when you look at an offer, it's not just that bottom line. There's a whole universe within that offer, and we need to assess it all. And it may come down to that bottom line, but don't cheat yourself. Really understand who you are and what you need and whether the offer provides that to you. Don't be sensitive. Don't be sensitive. Don't take anything personal, and don't let emotions rule you on that day. And get a guide. Get a professional realtor, someone that is in this industry and understands the trends, understands pricing, and has no problem with addressing you and wanting the best for you. Like I said, just want the very best. So consider me until we talk again. Review this series. Thank you. It was a pleasure to do it.